Hello and welcome to TFC. I'm Naveen. In this video, we are going to talk about stock markets or share bazaar. We live in a world which is obsessed with stock markets. Each movement of the market is watched carefully, each rise and fall discussed across the world. So let's begin our series by asking a very basic question. What is the stock market? Let's start with the definition. A stock market refers to the collection of markets and exchanges and is the aggregation of buyers and sellers of stocks which represent ownership claims on business and may include securities listed on a public stock exchange. This textbook definition of the stock market sounds like something what Chatur from Three Idiots would say. It is too complicated, so let us super simplify it. Have you ever been to a vegetable market? Of course, mostly every one of us has been there. So in the vegetable market, what will you find? You will find people buying and selling onions, tomatoes and other vegetables. The stock market is also something quite similar. In the vegetable market, buyers and sellers come together to buy and sell vegetables. While in the stock market, buyers and sellers come together to buy and sell stocks or shares. Therefore, in our stock market, instead of onions, we would buy and sell shares of listed companies like L&T, Reliance or ACC. In the vegetable market, if more quantity of onion is for sale but there are less buyers, then the price of onion will go down. Also, if there are more buyers but less quantity of onion to be sold, then the price of onion will go up. This is also the most important concept of the stock market, which is called as demand and supply. So if more people want to sell ACC stock and there are less buyers, the price of ACC will come down. And if there are more buyers for ACC stock but there are less sellers, then price of ACC will come up. A quick fact, the world's first stock exchange was started in Amsterdam way back in the early 1600s, and the world's first listed company was the Dutch East India Company, which was formed to trade with India. As we are learning more and more about markets, let's take a long walk. There are trees everywhere, but do you know trees have played an important role in the formation of stock markets? In the 1790s, 24 stockbrokers in New York used to gather under a buttonwood tree at a location now known as Wall Street. This gathering later took shape of New York Stock Exchange, which is currently the largest stock exchange in the world. Similarly, in India, in the 1850s, few stockbrokers gathered together under a banyan tree, which later transformed into the Bombay Stock Exchange, the first stock exchange in Asia. Currently, there are two major stock exchanges in India, Bombay Stock Exchange or BSE, which has over 5,000 listed companies, and National Stock Exchange or NSE, which has over 1,600 companies listed. These stock exchanges are an integral part of the Indian economy. Daily, 4,000 to 6,000 crores of trading takes place in BSE, while 60,000 to 80,000 crore rupees of trading takes place in NSE every day. As so much money is involved, you require someone to keep a watch on these markets. In school, there is a school principal to keep an eye on the functioning of the school. The principal of stock market is SEBI. SEBI sets up the rules, controls the situation if anything goes wrong. Moreover, unlike our vegetable market where you buy and sell actual vegetables, here in our stock market, now everything is digital. Earlier, share certificates were given to buyers of a stock, but in the 1990s, the share certificates were converted into a digital or dematerialized form. So now, instead of receiving a stock certificate of ITC, the buyer of ITC will get the shares in a digital form. So my question is, where can we keep this digital or dematerialized share? Can we keep it inside our phone, in our laptop? To answer that, let me ask you a question. Where do you deposit your cash? Of course, you put your cash in a bank. Similarly, to keep these dematerialized shares, there are special banks which are called depositories. There are two depositories in India, BSE uses Central Depositories Services India Limited or CDSL, while NSE uses National Securities Depository Limited or NSDL. Whenever anyone buys a share, that share will be transferred to the buyer's demat account in any of these two depositories. Now, as we have started understanding the stock market, let me tell you a fake story. Yesterday, I got a call from my uncle. He was asking me, how's the share market today? It is up or down? So, how I should have answered this question? We know there are over 5,000 shares in BSE. So, to answer his question, I quickly opened my laptop and said, Uncle, today's stock market performance is TCS up, Infosys down, SAIL down, R Power up, Reliance up. As my uncle was about to keep the phone down, I continued faster. Uncle, PNB is up, HDFC down, Dabur down, NTPC up, Grasim down, Tata Steel up, ICICI is also up. About half an hour later, when I finally answered his question and finished telling him about the performance of all the 5,000 plus shares, well, I cannot tell you how he reacted later. But one thing is for sure, my uncle is never going to ask me again about stock market performance. But was there a better way to answer my uncle's seemingly simple question? Is the stock market up or down? Instead of telling him about over 5,000 companies, I could have mentioned the performance of 30 or 50 biggest companies across various industries. But how could I select those 30 or 50 companies? Should I select them based on price? Tell him the performance of the most expensive shares? By the way, a quick fact. Do you know which is the most expensive stock in the world? Berkshire Hathaway, owned by the investor Warren Buffett, is the most expensive stock in the world. Its current stock price for just one share is 3.2 crore rupees. While in India, MRF, the tire company, is the most expensive stock, currently priced at over 77,000 rupees for a single share. Coming back to our question, so which stock we should include in our list of 30 or 50 top companies? To answer this question, we have to look at market indices. There are two main market indices in India. The Sensex of BSE comprises of 30 companies, while Nifty of NSE constitutes 50 companies. The companies are made part of these indices based on multiple factors like the industry they belong to, their market cap, and much more factors. The movement of these indices, Sensex or Nifty, is what we read in newspapers and watch on television. These indices, Sensex or Nifty, partly act as a barometer of the Indian economy. So back to our original question. When my uncle asked me if the stock market is up or down, I could have simply stated if Sensex or Nifty was up or down and not made him angry by telling him the share prices of over 5,000 shares. But there is one question which is making me curious. How is Sensex or Nifty calculated? In India, all the companies in the index are given a weightage based on their free float market capitalization. I know it sounds too complicated, free float market capitalization, but we are here to super simplify. And to do this, let us visit a movie theater. A new movie of Rajinikanth or Salman Khan has just released and the show is houseful. All the tickets are sold. You are the owner of that movie theater and you ask your accountant what is the total revenue of this show. The accountant will calculate the total tickets sold, which suppose are 500, and then he will multiply it by ticket price, which for this example we'll assume as 100 rupees per ticket. So the accountant will smilingly answer to you that total revenue for today's show is total tickets sold into ticket price, which is 50,000 rupees. Our calculation for market capitalization is also quite similar. Instead of total tickets sold into ticket price, we will calculate total shares held by company shareholders into the share price of the company. For example, if a share, let's call it ABC Tech, has a stock price of 20 rupees and 1000 shares of the company are held by all its shareholders, then the free float market cap of ABC Tech will simply be 20 into 1000, which is, yes, 20,000. Based on this market capitalization, weightage is given to all the shares in the index. All these 30 or 50 company weights make 100%, and together we get the final figure of index, which is Sensex or Nifty. A quick question to all these stock market pros. We know Sensex is made up of 30 companies. But do you know, right now these 10 companies constitute around 70% of the Sensex value. So if anyone told you that Sensex is up or down, always remember that they are mostly talking about these 10 companies. Moreover, Sensex and Nifty are formed to represent broader market, but there are also industry specific indices called as sectoral indices like Bank Nifty, which comprises of 12 banks, Nifty IT, which consists of 10 IT companies, and Nifty Pharma, which has 10 pharma companies. Finally, in our journey to understand the puzzle of stock markets, there is still a long road ahead. In the coming parts of the series, we will understand stocks, IPO, various scams, investing strategies, how people make and lose money in stock markets. We will learn all this in a fun and interesting way. So see you soon in the next part of the series to learn and understand all about stock markets in a super simplified way. See you soon.